Hey you guys, I'm sorry for the delay in the update. I had our consultation on Monday the 29th and today is Thursday. So I apologize for the delay. It's been a hectic week. So enough about that. Let's get to the dirt. I had the consultation with Scott. We went down. It was a great consultation. The HSA was great. All of our tests, like my tests, are great. The doctor was really optimistic about our circumstances because we don't have very many issues. I asked about a diagnosis for infertility, and it would be male infertility and ovulatory infertility issues, which is because of me and the polycystic ovarian syndrome, the ovulating not being clear and that kind of stuff. As far as the thyroid, like the blood test I had, the thyroid, I need it to be a little bit higher to get down lower. It came out as 2.2 and she wants it between 1 and 2. I don't know if you're familiar with thyroid tests, but that's what that is. So we upped that, or she upped that dosage. So we'll see. I'll need to have regular tests for that. What else can I tell you? So after we met with the doctor and I had all my questions answered of whether or not we were going to do IGC and whatnot, and which is a yes, we would do IGC. That would be where they pick the sperm and put it in with the egg at the time. So they're kind of picking the best one and putting it in versus letting them all naturally, go in. And I'm fine with that. I get the concept. We want a good match. And then also they call it hatching, where once it's, ready to go blastocyst stage, they would then like grab piece of the, you can watch videos on it, but anyway, they kind of like open up an edge of the blastocyst before putting it in, because that'll allow implantation a little bit more, smoother. You're improving your chances. Okay, so I covered all of that. Oh, and then genetic testing. We definitely want to do genetic testing. I'll go into the dollars in a minute. The genetic testing, because the cost of IVF, with my insurance now not covering it, it's an excluded thing, which I'm not excited about. If we're going to go at this and pay large sums of money, it would be silly in my mind to not do the genetic testing, because what that's doing is making sure all the chromosomes are there. You're getting a healthy blastocyst, a healthy embryo, put in there. I'm not worried about the male or female or any of that stuff. That really doesn't matter to us. We want a child. We want a healthy child if we can. It's all about just a good experience all the way through, and I want this baby to have the best life ever from day one, So we're going to do that. So let's move into the money part. So I moved from the doctor, which she's wonderful, by the way. I think she's just amazing, and she's very optimistic and positive, and I need that, which is nice. So we moved over to the finance department, or the money people, and they broke down the cost, since it would be like an out-of-pocket thing. And based off of the protocol that she has designed for us, it's $13,900. Is that good or bad? That's a lot of money to some. It's a lot of money to us. You could buy a brand new car, maybe a Kia, but you could buy a brand new car, with that kind of money. On top of that, there are additional fees, like if we were to freeze the embryos and things like that. So there's additional little fees that are broken down, like a la carte, if you will. So if you figure you add up everything, the genetic testing, which is $1,800 plus another $1,950 or so for the lab itself, that's directly paid to them. That's a big chunk right there. Then there's the medications. Medications are going to be fun. When you guys choose to do IVF, just keep in mind and walk in open-minded and very flexible, but be financially prepared. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm guessing it's going to cost us around $20,000 after the fact, but I don't know. At the point you're guessing, I'm going to start doing research. She's going to give me my diagnosis and everything, hopefully sometime this week. We'll have a plan with the IVF nurse, dosages and so forth. But what happens is when you start your egg retrieval and you start that dosage of whatever she tells you, you're going in every 2 to 3 days, for those 12 days. or whatever the cycles that they plan for you. But you're going in every 2 to 3 days, and then sometimes every other day, then every day, and you're getting an ultrasound, you're getting your blood work drawn. They have to monitor the egg growth in your ovaries. Are you making enough? Are they healthy? Are they growing at the right pace? And how do they regulate that? Through your medication. Oh my gosh, it's growing too fast. Got to slow that down. You have to be flexible and prepared, and also aware, like, we have to have these drugs brought in. It's not a common drug. We're in a rural area. So I have to be prepared to financially order these drugs through my pharmacy and their lead time to get them. So I'm going to have all these drugs, but she might say, we're going to bump you up because, you're not growing them as fast. My body has a delay when it responds to hormones, before the VSG surgery. I don't know if that's the case afterwards, but anyway, please be prepared to financially take on those changes, because you have to be ready to make them. There's no going back when you start this the IVF egg retrieval process. And then you get the trigger shot and all that good stuff. So, I'm going to start shopping that out and finding out what is my pharmacy going to cost. There's a couple pharmacies that have been referenced on other YouTube videos that might be overseas or might be, I don't know, but I'm going to do some major research and calling around and saying, hey, how much do you charge for this and the lead time to get those items? So you want to, I guess I'm kind of in a weird place right now because my mind is everywhere. But when it comes to this scenario, I like to build all my blocks, have as much structure as I can and a plan, but also have the financial capability and awareness to be flexible when those changes happen. I need to have the money ready, but I also need to know how long is it going to take for that drug to get here, so I can be on top of that so we don't miss a beat. So I guess where we're at right now is we're trying to figure out the financial side. We're going to go back to my husband's company. It's a world-renowned company, and say, hey, what can we do? Can you help with some of these costs? It's like a 50-50. They're a huge company, so they might be like, absolutely, we get these requests every now and again, and we choose to tell our insurance, Cigna, to go ahead and cover them, and that's great. But there might be that, oh, I'm so big, we don't burden ourselves with these things. That's why we go through the insurance bidding process and plan and stuff once a year. I don't know. But I'm not going to give up. I'm going to try. There's some other grant opportunities floating around, but grants are tricky. Most of the grants I found are on the East Coast side. Some are very specific to who they'll fund, their timelines, documentation, things like that. So I'm going to pursue it, but I know that my chances are slim with grants. I think everybody's chances are slim. There's a need more than there is the availability of funds. I'm going to try, though. Don't be discouraged. I'm going to try. What's the worst that's going to happen? I waste some time and they say no, There was an opportunity brought up to me at the clinic where they have an internal grant, which would be great. It's 4 times a year, but they have a lot of patients themselves. And I don't know if I can rely on that. I would love to be blessed with a grant from them. And I'm going to continuously apply, because you can apply every quarter, and I'm going to. And we'll see if we're selected. That would be amazing. I talked about people to one of my Facebook groups, because I follow a bunch of different groups on Facebook relating to our weight loss surgery and things like that. And one of them, I wanted to feel out, hey, would it be weird or awkward or inappropriate to put up a GoFundMe account? And I'm still on the fence about that, because it's not about pride, about asking for money. It's about appropriate. Is it appropriate? There are other GoFundMe accounts out there for fertility, and they're mostly targeting their families and friends and cousins and things like that. But we don't have that. Like, my mom has passed away. My grandparents are passed away. I have my dad. He lives with us. So, he can help to the best of his ability, but financially it's not quite an option. And it would be my Facebook friends, but I wouldn't, strangers go on there, and strangers are looking to donate, even if it was $5 or $1 or whatever, and some of the feedback is that it's inappropriate on the GoFundMe account because it's more for medical needs or funeral costs. You know, and I'm kind of like, well, so it's okay to support death, but not okay to support life. I don't know. It's such a controversial issue. I'm almost not wanting to do it just because of that, because I don't want to come across to anybody, you know, that I'm crossing the line or something, you know. But would I be willing to accept money from a stranger for my infertility? I probably would. Whether or not GoFundMe is the facilitator for that, I don't know if that's it. So I'm not doing anything until I really hash that out. People talk about, why don't you get a loan, you know, and that kind of thing. Well, we're going through some other financial things that we have to do first relating to our past businesses and stuff like that, that it's not an option to do a loan. It's not an option to go through Care Credit, you know, those kind of things. You know, we are and have been for the last, I don't know, 10 years, cash only. Like, we pay cash for everything. Our truck's paid off. Everything is paid off. And I don't say just cash, but I mean, like, you pay from your income. We don't have credit and stuff like that. So, and I believe that's the right way to live your life, you know, not owe people anything. I don't like it. So I don't know about funding. I'm a little emotionally kind of wrapped up in it, a little discouraged, and I'm going to cry, and I'm sorry, but I'm nervous about the timeline, you know, being able to get these funds in time to have the eggs be of still good quality, you know, and we might take years to save up, and years means, what if I'm 40 and those aren't your stats go down, your success rates go down after 37. I'm 36, so I'm nervous, you know, and I'm optimistic about Scott's test results with his semen analysis, you know, and the dead sperm getting through. That's freaking awesome, you know, and who knows, in 6 months, his, you know, freeways opened up again, you know, from the reversal, the vasectomy reversal, and maybe we'll get pregnant naturally. I don't know, but I'm nervous. And I'm a little emotional about it, so I'm sorry. But you get to see the whole journey, all of it. The ups and downs and the stress and the nervousness. I don't want to lose myself, though, in the what ifs. I want to just charge forward and just start doing that paperwork. You know, and just do what I can do to see if we can make this happen. But $20,000 is a big deal, you know. Scott and I were talking about, you know, we need to have these funds all in hand or ready to go before we even start the egg retrieval process. It's not like you can break it up. Your biggest expense is the first chunk. It's medication and the egg retrieval. So it is what it is. So I'm sorry to cry, I swear. I'm an emotional person in general and in life. I'm normally get my crap together, but this is a sensitive topic. You know, your hopes and wishes are there. So, anyway, that's where we're at. I still feel really good about the clinic. You know, I feel really good about our success with the clinic. I feel really, really good about it. Like, I know that fits and that feels right. So at least I've got that piece of the puzzle taken care of. The piece of puzzle, regarding our life, and I mean, you know, our health, that's taken care of. We're good. You know, we're good. You know, we have everything lined up and ready to go, and a plan, you know, taking care of the child and raising the child, and, you know, our children, if we end up with twins, I don't know. I mean, but we're ready for that. It's the financial burden of one lump sum all up in front, and that's a lot to take in. So anyway, maybe I took a couple days to talk to you guys because I knew I'd be emotionally wrapped up in the money. So maybe the next video I'll be more optimistic and I'll have some information for you, and yeah. So anyway, life is good other than that, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Sorry to cry through the whole thing. Well, most of it, but I am who I am, and this is what it is. So, thanks. Bye.